Hello Year 5, welcome to your Tuesday handwriting lesson. I've already written the date and I've put the heading handwriting so your teachers know what we're doing today. I want you to go and write this in your book before we start, remembering the flat top on the T and the J, making sure your writing only goes halfway if it's a lowercase letter. Tall letters need to touch the top line and all your writing needs to be sat on the line. I shall see you in a minute or two when you've written that. Now, before we start today's lesson, I know you've been talking about vowels and consonants this week with Miss Hersey. So just so you've got something to come back to, if you forget what the vowels are, we're just going to have a go at writing them now. So the first one is an A. So we're going to start on the line. We're going to do a curlicuff and back on ourselves, up, and then back down and sit it on the line. Our second vowel was an E, starting on the line, and we're going to do our E. The third consonant is an I, up, remembering that I is a small letter. We've got a tendency sometimes to do them quite big, so it goes halfway the same as the others. Our fourth vowel is an O, which also starts with a curlicuff. We join it from the top, so it's A-E-I-O, and the last one is not me, it's you. So you make sure that that is sat on the line. So if you want to have a quick go at that and then come back. Right, so the first suffix we're going to look at is ED. So I'm going to just have a couple of goes at writing ED. So I'm going to start on the line, go around for my E, curlicuff for my D, up tall and back, making sure it's sat on the line. As you can see, they're both the same size. So again, curlicuff for my D, up tall and back down. So that's ED. So our first spelling was gulp, to gulped. So we'll have a go at writing the word gulp. So we're going to start with the curlicuff for my G that comes from the line. Up, down underneath the line to make my little loop. Up to the same size as my G. We want to keep all our letters the same size if they're lowercase. L is a tall letter, so that's going to go right the way up. I'm going to draw my little line before I come down for another tricky letter, which is the P. We need to make sure it's the same size, go down underneath the line, back up that stick, and then round. So there's gulp. So I'm just going to have another go at writing the word gulp. Curlicuff for my G, underneath the line. My U, making sure it's the same size and sat on the line. My tall L, and across and down for my P, coming back up that stick and sitting it on the line. So we've got the vowel, because we know A, E, I, O, U are vowels, and it's got two consonants afterwards, so I know that I can just add my ED. So curlicuff, up for my G, my U, making sure it's the same size, sat on the line, tall L, across and down for my P with the belly on the line, and I can just add my ED. If you'd like to pause the video and have a go at that, and then come back when you're ready. The next word I'm going to look at is hop, and we're going to change hop into hopped. So we're going to write hop first, starting on the line, tall stick all the way up, back down to the line, halfway up to do the H, curlicuff. Remembering we join an O from the top, so it goes across then down for our P, back round, sitting it on the line. Have one more go at that. So up for my stick, back down, halfway up for my H, curly cut around for my O, straight across and down for the P. Now, the rule was if you'd got 2 consonants after your vowel, you just added ED. But because you've only got the 1 after the vowel, we need to add another P. So let's have a go at writing the word hopped. So H, making sure my O is the same size as the hump on my H. Across, down for my P. Then I need to remember it needs another P because it needs the 2 consonants. Down, up and round. And then I'm going to add my E, D. And I have now got the word hopped. The next suffix we're going to look at is ing. Ing. So I'm just going to have a go at writing ing. Starting on the line for my I, remembering it's a small letter. Across for my N and down with my stick. Curly cut for my G. Remembering my hoop. Then go back and dot my I. Can I have another go? Start on the line for my I. Go down. Across and down for my N. Curly cut for my G. Down underneath the line and then my hoop. And the first word we're going to be looking at is sing. Now we looked at the S last week and said it can sometimes be a little bit tricky, so we need to be careful. Start on the line. It's a small letter, so it only goes halfway. And then we need to make sure that we sit it on the line. Then we go over to our I, do our stick for our I, across for our N, and then round for our G, making sure that it all sits on the line. All the letters are the same size, and then we'll put the dot on our I. Now looking back again at the rule up here, sing has got the 2 consonants after the vowel, so it only needs the ing. So we're going to have a go this time at writing singing. So start on the line, remembering that tricky S, make sure you go all the way back around on that line. You need to go down there, back down there like that. Little I, up and down for your N, curly K for your G, and then when we come back from our little loop on our G, remember it's a small I. Across, down for our N, curly K for our G, down, and our hoop. And then we need to remember to go back and we need to dot our I's. And the last word we're going to look at for today is forget. Now, I struggle with the letter F. I find it quite hard, so I'm going to have a practice before I start. So I need to remember that I start on the line and I make a hoop. Now, it's not quite to the top line, but it's further than halfway. So then you come back down and then you go backwards and come out that way like that. Very tricky. So we do a hoop that way, little loop, come down and then a loop that way. So you might want to practice a few of them before you go on to the next word. So the word is forget. So we're going to have a go. Going up for our loop, not quite to the top, but further than halfway. Curly cut to make our lowercase o. Down for the R, and then we join from the R by doing the curly cut that goes into the G, a little E, and a tall T, And there we've got the word forget. And looking back again at the rule that we did earlier on, if you've got a vowel and only one consonant, which is what we've got here, we need to double that consonant. So we need another T to write forgetting. So I'm going to have a go now. My F, come down underneath the line, lowercase o, across for my R. Then I do my curly cut from my R to make my G. Come back up for my E. And then I need 2 T's, but I'm not going to take my pencil off the paper quite yet. I want to get to the end of the word first. Go across and down for my I, across and down to do my N, curly-cur to do my G, my little loop. Then I can go back and dot my I and cross my T's. So that is your spellings for today. I look forward to seeing your portfolios when you take a picture and post them over. And I shall see you on Thursday. Bye.